Leroy Little Bear and Amethyst First Rider are a couple whose names have become synonymous with passion, dignity, leadership, success, strength, and inspiration. Through their mentorship, pedagogy, and research, they have enriched the lives of both First Nations and non-First Nation students and communities. Leroy's notable career includes many of the most important achievements of First Nations people. He was instrumental in the development of Native American Studies programs at the University of Lethbridge, Calgary, Valley College and SAIT, and was the founding director of the Native American program at Harvard University. Leroy has co-authored texts and contributed to numerous reports and publications addressing issues related to Aboriginal rights, justice, land claims, and constitutional issues. Amethyst has been a leader in the performing arts community for more than 20 years, producing and directing plays depicting Aboriginal stories and culture. Her experience in the arts has included dance productions, consulting for the University of California's Berkeley's Planetarium, as well as narration and production in the National Film Board's documentary The People Go On.
Sego, Skonogo Aguego. Oki, Leroy and Amethyst. You're looking good today.
Leroy and Amethyst were married in 1979 and have been supporting each other in their life journey ever since.
Good evening, everyone. Chief Clarence Louis from the Sioux Indian Band. We are here tonight to talk about two of my good friends, acquaintances from going all the way back to 1979, Leroy Little Bear and Amethyst First Rider.
When I think of Leroy and Amethyst, I think of true people, like a plumb line that's true. It drops straight into the earth. Those are the people that we need in this time. Those are the qualities that we need. Trueness, trustworthiness. And we have that in Leroy and Amethyst.
They have helped so many young Indigenous people through the course of their careers find their identities as individuals, but also to find their paths as academics.
For me, encountering his ideas and his thoughts and his manner of speaking and his way of conveying just being Indigenous or Ngwahue in my language, it was very impressive, and right off the bat I felt a connection. It's been a real, significant part of my life's journey and my own learning, both as a Ngwahue and as a scholar.
All of you there at Lethbridge know them as leaders and members of your university and community, but you may not realize how well known and respected they are here in the lower 48. For us, they are the voice and the heart of a circle of knowledge holders, artists, and scholars called the Native American Academy. These are a network of people who work to bring recognition and honor to the Indigenous views of science and learning.
What I know about Leroy Little Bear was when I arrived in 1983, which was a fairly long time ago, I knew that the School of Management was just a small school relative to the Faculty of Arts and Science, and in terms of the Department of Native American Studies, there was Leroy Little Bear and there was everyone else. Early on he established a career and a department that was the envy of North America.
With Amethyst, her coming into my life through Leroy, the impression and the sense and the feeling that I got of them as a team, as two people who loved and respected each other and who supported each other and who worked together as an Indigenous couple, struck me as so important and so valuable. And it's something that has shaped me in terms of what I aspire to do, the kind of relationship that I aspire to have with my partner, and just has been such a significant part of shaping my idea.
Rose has tried to entertain me with questions, and one of the questions was, who would you pick to drive cross country with? And so there were a couple guys I thought of immediately, and then I thought, an Amethyst, because Amethyst would be fun. We wouldn't let her drive, but we would take her with us.
It takes a warrior's discipline and an artist's vision to make a space where transformation can happen. but it takes even more. It takes people who respect life and live their obligation to nurture it. What Leroy and Amethyst bring is the most potent magic for learning, the sweetest form for healing history and creating future. They bring laughter and kinship and kindness. Thank you, Papa. Thank you, Amethyst. You've made all our lives sweeter. You've nourished the best parts of us, and you've brought the world a truer vision of how we can live together as relatives.
One of the things I really remember about Leroy and Amethyst was the treaty run, when for the first time ever, a group of Native, just guys from the res, guys and girls from the res, ran across the country to bring forth the unsettled treaty issues from the Blackfoot Nation. And Leroy, even back then, had this hippie band which he sacrificed for the ride. Amethyst called it the Shagging Band, and that went all the way from Lethbridge to Ottawa and back, and looked after the runners. You guys were awesome. And I know both of you have done a lot for the Blackfoot people and for Native students all across the country, as I was back in 1979.
So there were great influences on me growing up, both in terms of their awesome sense of humor, but also in terms of how smart they were, showing me that there is a rich intellectual tradition amongst Indigenous peoples.
There's more pounding of the earth with the feet, and that is this unbelievable thing that the two of you have done, bringing back to Buffalo. What an amazing feat.
Some of you may already know this, but Leroy loves his cars. Every year he's driving a brand new car. But one of those years, Lee and I bought a new one, and that was 2006. We bought a Subaru Outback. He stopped me and said, "Come back here, Eva. Take a look at this. You see your car where it says LL Bean?" He pointed to the N and said, "If that N were an R, it would read LL Bear, Leroy Little Bear." We laughed at how close this is to having a car named after him.
He was this very powerful skater. So picture this, so hair flowing, no helmet, wasn't mandatory yet in the public rinks. And once he got the puck, he'd never give it away. And so Boudreaux and Bear on the same line, it was a little bit of a challenge because Leroy wanted the puck, and I'm not sure I always wanted to give him the puck because I'd never see it again the rest of the night. So for someone like Leroy, who has given his entire life, it was a bit of a surprise that on the ice he just wasn't as giving as he was in real life.
Leroy was one of the first people I met when I came to the University of Lethbridge back in 2010, and it's Leroy who helped me to understand the importance of providing leadership within the university to support our First Nations, Métis and Inuit communities. Leroy has been a role model and mentor for so many people here on our campus, but I know across the country and around the world, Leroy is seen as a true leader in terms of inspiring people to understand how best to support First Nations, Métis and Inuit people, whether it's with respect to what we do in higher education. Leroy has done so many things for our university, but also for the Harvard program that he started. So from a leadership perspective, I see Leroy as a real beacon for our faculty, but also for faculty around our country in terms of helping us understand how we support and promote the needs and aspirations of First Nations, Métis and Inuit people, but also how we support non-First Nations people to understand how to create an inclusive community here in Canada.
Well, I think the legacy that Leroy and Amethyst will leave will be people such as myself, people such as my little sister, other students that they've helped over the years, and the things that we go on to do will be a testament to their work And I think also the ideas that they've contributed to the public sphere. I think most importantly that there is a tremendous potential for the interplay between Indigenous knowledge and science. I think is an idea that we're only starting to scratch the surface of.
I think they're a great choice because they embody the teachings. You know, these are people who actually live it out and who come from the land and from the community and live that out and emanate that in their lives, and everybody who encounters them feels that and is affected by it. So I think that these are the kind of people that we should be holding up, and I'm really happy to see that the university is holding up Leroy and Amethyst.
Congratulations again. I wish I was there, and I know one of the things from Indian country that we all want to know is how the heck has Leroy and Amethyst stayed shacked up all of these years?
I wish Leroy and Amethyst all the best. Congratulations on tonight and all that lies ahead in the next part of their journey.
Congratulations, Leroy and Amethyst, on the honor of being recognized by the Faculty of Management at the 30th anniversary of this important dinner.